the arms, the chest.
Kind of insulting. It's brave, it's bold of him, but it's like, Jesus Christ, there's levels to.
Joe Rogan recently went off on Jake Paul after Paul suffered a surprising knockout in a sparring session. From the start, Rogan hasn't been a fan of Paul's brash attitude. The UFC commentator, known for his blunt opinions, has issued multiple warnings to Paul, a YouTuber turned boxer. But Jake, ever the problem child, has continued to ignore them, and this latest knockout could be a wake-up call. Rogan's expertise in boxing and MMA makes his opinions highly respected in the fight world, and he's watched countless fighters rise and fall. When he talks, people listen, except, it seems, for Jake. Despite Rogan's experience, Paul has brushed him off, choosing to go his own way. Now, with this knockout, some fans believe Rogan's words have come back to haunt him. For those who follow the fight world or enjoy a celebrity rivalry, this showdown between Rogan's seasoned insights and Jake's confidence is one to watch closely. Jake Paul, a former YouTuber and Disney star, has made waves in the boxing world since switching careers. Love him or hate him, he's become a major name, but his biggest weapon is arguably his bold personality. Known for stirring controversy, Paul isn't afraid to take shots at boxing's biggest names. He's been open about his intense career switch, sharing training videos and sparring sessions with fans. However, his latest sparring video has truly shaken up the fight community. So, what happened in this sparring session that's got everyone talking? It was significant enough to prompt a harsh reaction from Joe Rogan. In the video, Paul enters looking confident, but suddenly he's stumbling as if he just finished the hardest leg day of his life. Rogan, known for his blunt commentary, didn't hold back, and fans are buzzing about the interaction. For those following Paul's journey, this knockout moment is a turning point that has everyone talking. Every fighter has rough training days, but sparring mishaps are usually kept private. However, Jake Paul's recent knockout somehow leaked to social media, and it's already making waves. This stumble couldn't have come at a worse time, as Paul is set to face two of the toughest opponents of his career. On July 20th, he'll be stepping into the ring with Mike Perry, followed by a highly anticipated showdown against boxing legend Mike Tyson on November 15th at T Arena. These aren't typical.
Paul can crack.
Yeah.
100%. That knockout of Tyron Woodley is legit as fuck. He can crack.
Opponents, they bring real skill and power, posing challenges like Paul has never faced before. Boxing isn't a game, and if you're not fully prepared, you're likely to get hurt. This isn't a YouTube prank, but a high-stakes career move, and Paul has to be ready. Enter Joe Rogan's reaction. Rogan, a seasoned UFC commentator, isn't a Jake Paul hater. He gives credit where it's due and has acknowledged Paul's progress, even praising his wins over Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren. However, Rogan sees this recent knockout as a reality check for Paul. While Paul has worked hard and faced tough opponents, this mishap shows he's stepping into deep waters. Rogan's point? Paul's knockout in sparring highlights a big difference between entertaining fights and going toe-to-toe with legends like Tyson. There's a big difference between boxing retired athletes or celebrities and stepping into the ring with a seasoned professional. Jake,
do you think you can knock him out? Can I ask you a question?
I think there's a very high chance of that.
You think you can knock out Mike Tyson?
He's not the same. He's not the same fighter that he once was, and he knows that.
Stop it, bro.
Alex, you think you could beat up every white guy? What are you talking about?
I think it's a great fight. I think it is a great fight for that exact reason. Me boxing on the outside, him trying to come forward to knock me out. I have one-punch power. He has one-punch power. Who wins?
Paul is about to face the ultimate test against Mike Tyson, and it's not something he can take lightly. Fighting Tyson is a world apart from his bouts with Tommy Fury or Nate Diaz. Tyson, known as the baddest man on the planet, isn't an opponent you overlook. Joe Rogan has been vocal about Jake's approach, expressing concern that Paul may be getting too cocky and failing to respect the sport enough. Fans have noticed it too ever since the Tyson fight was announced. Jake has shown a concerning
Day 2, we're getting ready for you.
lack of seriousness, almost treating it as if he's facing a novice. Jake has always walked a fine line between confidence and overconfidence, but this time he may be going too far. When you have a room full of people telling you to take Tyson seriously, you listen. Meanwhile, the 57-year-old Tyson is training like a beast, approaching this fight with the mindset of a true champion. That's why he's widely regarded as one of the greatest boxers of all time. Tyson's discipline and respect for the craft could be the reality check Jake desperately needs. Mike Tyson gives every fight his all, pouring in blood, sweat, and tears regardless of the opponent. Even as he faces Jake Paul, Tyson's training like a newcomer, preparing for his debut. Watching Iron Mike's intense training footage,
Jake fought a guy who was his age and who was also considered a boxer, and he lost. So if you can keep fighting fucking 50-something-year-olds...
You don't think Tyson has a chance?
And making a living at it. I think that Mike Tyson has a puncher's chance against...
In contrast to Jake's recent sparring mishap, is a serious wake-up call for the YouTuber-turned-boxer. Unsurprisingly, the fight world has taken notice, with boxing pros chiming in on the situation. While some have given Jake credit for taking on tougher opponents, many agree with Joe Rogan that Jake may be biting off more than he can chew. UFC President Dana White has also voiced his thoughts. White, who's long been skeptical of Jake's rise in boxing, has opposed the Tyson-Paul matchup from the beginning. He believes that Mike, nearing 58, should stay out of the ring and honor his age, not put his health at risk. White sees it as a low blow for Paul to challenge someone like Tyson at this stage, viewing it as an attempt to leverage Tyson's name rather than a fair matchup. After all, Jake recently lost to Tommy Fury, a boxer his own age and experience level, revealing that he still has much to learn. This upcoming clash with Tyson has the entire fight community wondering if Jake's confidence will hold or if he's in for a harsh lesson. Critics have pointed out Jake Paul's tendency to face older fighters, but not everyone is writing off Tyson. Many believe that, despite his age, Iron Mike Tyson still has the puncher's chance to cause serious damage. Floyd Mayweather, who's had his own share of beef with Paul, weighed in as well. There are levels to this sport, he said, reminding Jake that he's far from the top yet. Known for keeping a low profile in most boxing drama, even Mayweather couldn't hold back his opinion on the much-hyped Tyson-Paul clash. The matchup has everyone talking, but amidst all the excitement, fans are forgetting Jake has another fight before his November face-off with Tyson. In a few weeks, he'll be facing Mike Perry, and it's shaping up to be a competitive bout. While Paul may appear to be the favorite on paper, Perry's not to be underestimated. At 32, he's in his athletic prime, bringing a combination of youth, endurance, and strength that Paul hasn't encountered in a while. Unlike Paul's recent opponents, Perry's age and active status in combat sports make him a serious challenge. Jake hasn't fought someone near his age and skill level for quite some time, so Perry's presence in the ring will be a stark contrast. For those catching up, Mike Perry has a reputation for bringing intensity and grit, and this fight could push Paul like never before. Mike Perry, a former UFC star with a 148 record, has truly found his stride in bare-knuckle fighting, where he remains undefeated at 5-0 and is widely regarded as the league's biggest star. Although Perry has only boxed professionally once, facing Kenneth McNeil and coming up short, his bare-knuckle success makes him a real threat in combat sports. Originally, Perry challenged Jake Paul to a bare-knuckle fight, but Paul opted for a traditional boxing match instead. Despite this, Perry remains confident he can take Paul down in the ring. On the other hand, Jake Paul sees Perry as easy work and believes a victory here will solidify his status as a legitimate boxer before his highly anticipated fight with Mike Tyson. However, some industry veterans disagree with Paul's assessment. Former MMA star Michael Bisping believes Jake is underestimating Perry, especially given Perry's resilience and power. Meanwhile, sports commentator Shah Ali also shared his take, predicting the fight will be closer than many expect. Perry's experience in intense, no-holds-barred environments gives him an edge that Paul shouldn't overlook. As Paul heads into what could be the toughest fight of his career, many are watching closely to see if Perry will indeed pull off the upset. Mike Perry is determined to send Jake Paul crashing to the canvas, hoping to derail Paul's path to a massive fight with Mike Tyson. In an interview with Michael Bisping, Perry made his intentions clear, saying, "I'm trying to ruin that whole thing for him. See if they offer it to me after I knock Jake out and ask, hey, do you want to fight Mike Tyson on Netflix? That's the real win here if I can stop that. But I don't want it to hurt Mike's pockets either. It's obvious Perry took this fight not just for the challenge, but to spoil Paul's future plans a clash with Tyson." This rivalry has brewed some serious tension, and fans can expect July 20th to be explosive, with so much at stake for both fighters. For Jake, this fight is crucial. After his recent humiliating sparring mishap, a loss to Perry would be a huge setback. He needs to focus and take training seriously, especially with high expectations for his bout with Tyson looming ahead. Joe Rogan's advice for Jake to respect the sport and avoid overconfidence couldn't be more relevant now. If Jake wants to secure his status in boxing, he must treat this fight with the intensity it demands. So, as we look forward to this showdown, what do you think? Do you agree with Joe Rogan's comments on Jake Paul's approach, or do you think Rogan is being too harsh? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to stay updated on the latest boxing news. See you in the next video.